Hi there, friends out in TV land. It's Marianne Goulard here, your host for Out and About, the show that tells you where to go out and about in Fall River. Well, happy spring. We all survived that miserable winter, didn't we? My goodness, I don't think I could have stood one more beautiful snowflake. But anyway, here we are. The skies are blue, things are growing, everything's colorful. So you made it. Hooray! I want to talk a little bit about myself, of course, which I always start the show with. Back when I was in my 20s, back a long time ago when I was in my 20s, I went out with a very handsome young man. And this handsome young man was a barber shopper. And you may wonder, what does that entail? Well, we ended up going to lots of shows. I would watch him perform, and we'd go to parties afterwards called afterglows, where all the choruses and quartets would get together and sing. And I became a fan. I became a rabid fan, I have to say. So much that when I eventually got married, not to the barber shopper, I treated my children every Sunday night to the Paul O'Malley barbershop show from a station in Plymouth. Now, it was met with many groans every Sunday. They'd say, "Oh, Ma, we got to listen to this again." And I'd say, "Yes, you do." Well, one of my sons ended up being a firefighter, not musical. My daughter ended up being an occupational therapist, not musical, but child number 3, the youngest, is a musician. He's a trumpet player, went to Berklee College of Music. He's living now in Germany, and he actually tours with a punk rock band, if you can believe that. However, the big part of the story for him was that the harmonies that he heard every Sunday night, I guess, rewired his brain, and he often said, "Mom, I'm the only one my age that knows the words to all those old songs," and I would reply, "Good for you." So this is a show that I have been really looking forward to because I'm a fan. I'm an opera fan and a barbershop fan, and in both examples, I thought that what will happen to those beautiful forms of music as people get older? Will there be young people who will step up and take the torch of opera and take the baton and keep going? Well, the answer is yes. And so I'm delighted here tonight to be with some barbershoppers. And we're actually going to hear some music, wonderful music, a little later on. First of all, I'd like to introduce Chris Benavidez, who is the secretary of the G20 chorus, which is a barbershop chorus. In the middle, we have Diogo Ventura, who is a past president and a member of the chorus, and then the current president, Brad Carr. So welcome, gentlemen. I am so delighted to have you here. I'll be more delighted to hear you sing in a little while, too.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks. So, Chris, how did this group get started? Whose idea was it? When did it begin? And tell me how it's unique from other barbershop groups.
Yeah, sure. So we actually have a very interesting beginning. Barbershop in general is sort of a niche style of music, so it's not really exposed to sort of like the mass public. And like most barbershoppers, and this is typically how most barbershoppers get into this kind of singing, is you kind of grandfathered in, if you will. Yeah. So myself, I was, what you'd call grandfathered into the barbershop, harmony society of, in that style of singing. So my grandfather happened to be a barbershopper. He grew up, in the 50s, 60s, singing barbershop his entire life. And my father decided that, he wanted to spend more time with his father and, kind of share something together. And then my father started going. So when I grew up, when I was born and then I started growing up, my father thought, well, I have a great connection with my father, and this is one way to share that. So I was sort of, kind of flung into it, and I had an appreciation for this style of music at a very early age, which is not something that somebody, 10 and 11 years old could probably fully appreciate. So it was very nice. So when it came for this chorus, we actually started when at the passing of my grandfather. So he was part of the New Bedford Harpoon Harmonizers, which is a great traditional chorus in New Bedford, and that's what I grew up with that chorus, and a lot of the older gentlemen sort of acting as grandfather figures for myself. My father and I, at the passing of my grandfather, we decided that we kind of wanted to try something a little bit different. So I called up Diogo actually, and I was like, hey man, we're both really into music. He plays saxophone, I play trumpet. We went to Durfee High School together and played in the band, so I told him about this cool idea that we were thinking about creating, kind of in memory of my grandfather and kind of keep that tradition alive. And without even question, he kind of just jumped right on board with me and my father, and that's pretty much the birth of that. That's how it all started.
Well, good for you to say yes, right? When a friend asks, there's no tomorrow, just jump right in and say yes.
Yeah.
Now, are you affiliated with any of the national groups? Now, I have to say that the abbreviation for the national group is the biggest abbreviation I've ever heard. The Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America.
That is, yeah, she's got it.
I had to learn that when I was in my 20s. It didn't go away. That's the official name, but now it's just called the Barbershop
Harmony Society. Yeah, it's
much easier.
Much easier. It's a marketing thing. I was a marketing major at UMass Dartmouth and going for my master's actually in marketing. So it just makes sense to branding, trying to reach out to the young community, which they're obviously doing a good job of because our chorus happens to be of a younger style, which is, back to your question about how are we different as a barbershop group. We are sort of a younger style of music, and thus, we can kind of add a different dimension of singing for this type of style of music here, which is fantastic because, even though the old stuff is good, we always like to sort of push the envelope. What can, what's something new that we can do that's current and, that the audience would like to hear.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you took it up. I'm so glad you don't know.
Thanks.
So how many members, Diogo, are in the chorus, and what ages do they range from?
So we have about 35 active members. We started off with 6. So it's a pretty big jump.
You and 4 friends. The 2 of you and 4
pretty
friends.
much, and Tony Benavidez and a couple of his friends.
Yeah.
So it's great. I mean, we have our age range is about from 10 years old up. We have a member that's 80. So our age range is huge. Our average age is about 16 to 24. It's where the allotment of people that we have is pretty much right in there.
My goodness, and I bet there's such a nice mentoring opportunity too for the older men to help the younger guys with their singing and their techniques and such. Are most of your members local? Do you recruit? How do you get people
so
to? You said they're grandfathered in mostly, but
Yeah, traditionally, but I mean, we've kind of just, I don't know, we've had like kind of an outreach to ask. We've just asked people if they want to sing, and a lot of it started with our friends and family, and it's built around that kind of community. And from there, the performances that we've had, we kind of attracted more people, and we've always encouraged people to come sing with us because that's part of our, our values, at our core, that we want to not just sing barbershop, but encourage people to also participate.
Now, Brad, where do you rehearse? Do you have weekly rehearsals?
We do. We rehearse Sunday nights, and right now, as of recent, we're rehearsing at the SCA Hall, which is on South Main Street in Fall River.
Where is that? I'm not familiar
It's
with
almost across from the new Justice Center there, the new big courthouse on South Main. There's no front entrance. We do go around Pearl Street and come in through the back, but it's a function hall. It's very nice. It actually has a gymnasium in it too, which is good for the younger members. During our breaks they play basketball and get rid of some energy. That's a good thing for some of the younger guys. But yeah, we previous to that we used to use what's the name of the church? Sacred Heart Church in Fall River, and we made the move about a month ago, and we're very happy with our new rehearsal area.
Very good. Now, who directs? Do you hire people to come in? I think when I saw you once, your group once, there was a female
Yes,
director.
we do. We actually have 3 directors, and we have some student directors that Chris is also one of those that are learning as time goes on. But Sandy Morgan is our primary director.
Sandy is in female.
Yes, Sandy.
Yes. Okay.
Cassandra is her given name. She's away tonight. She's coming back from vacation next week. Actually, we've been without her for about a month. But she is the one that directs our main performances, our contests, and all of the big stuff. And then we have 2 other directors. We have Tony Benavidez directs, and Steve Rogers also directs.
And we'll meet them tonight.
You'll meet
They'll
those
be
tonight. They will
directing
both
tonight.
be directing a
Excellent.
portion of the show tonight, yes.
Now, who selects the music? Is it done by committee? Is it done by the directors? How do you decide what to sing?
It's as of right now, we do have a music committee. That's there's several positions that are elected through our board, and the music committee also adds some people to it. The section leaders from each section in the chorus are involved in that, and they kind of put their heads together and decide what's going to work for us. We had a meeting several weeks ago where we all kind of decided together a new song that we'd take on for this year, because we try to do things that go with our style, go with our what we want really. And you can't just pick a song out of the blue and say we're going to sing this. It has to be arranged for barbershop. If it's going to a contest, it has to be contestable, which is something that's very important. You can't sing a non-contestable song. Contestable meaning it has to have a certain percentage of the notes are sung in certain chords. But yeah, right now we do have a committee. Before that, Tony used to pick them, Steve would pick some.
all kind of collaborate
everybody
and
would just collaborate and decide what we wanted to sing, and we'd do
Say,
it.
let's do this.
Right.
Let's sing
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
I love that song. Let's sing this.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the way it would happen. Do you end up singing any of the traditional songs? Do you do anything traditional? Old barbershop?
Yeah.
Or more?
Actually, our first time out, which was kind of a nice thing, we the first show that we actually did, which was a competition, was 2 months after we had originally charted. Actually, it wasn't even 2 months. It was only a few weeks after our charter had gone through. We started the show out with Old Mill Stream, which is a traditional barbershop song.
I could sing that.
Yeah.
If there were a chapter of the Sweet Adelines here, I'd be there. But
But we do. We work on the polecat songs. We do learn those, and we sing them, within our group, and we pretty much a mixture of all different kinds of music now.
now, just for the sake of the audience, 4-part harmony is bass, baritone, lead, and tenor, correct?
Yes.
But they don't follow the regular, like anyone singing show tunes, it wouldn't be the same range, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
It's a little bit
different range,
different
yes.
than normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's always interesting. I know my date back in the 20s, he was baritone, so it was always interesting. I loved that part because it was just a bit under the lead to me, and it was so tricky to me to get there. When I sing in choruses and various things, I'm a natural alto. I'm a natural harmonizer. I love it. And when you sing, I'm going to get chills, I know. I got chills for the warm-up out in the green room, but I'm a natural harmonizer. So it's challenging for me to take second soprano, which is like the little jump between.
Right,
and that's what I thought the baritone was like. So it's very interesting. Now, I know the dynamics between a quartet and a chorus would be different. So do you have equal numbers singing each of the 4 parts? Or
No. So typically in barbershop, it's always about having a structured balance, kind of as you just mentioned. In a quartet, it's 4 guys. That's all you have. It's just each guy in each part. In a chorus, the sound tends to change, right? So you want to have a predominantly large bass section, a little bit of a smaller lead section. So it's kind of like building a house, right? So you want a strong foundation, which is the basses, and the leads will kind of carry the melody. The baritones are sort of the fillers, so they're going to be a little bit less in terms of quantity with, comparison to the leads or the basses. And then finally, tenors are kind of like, the little cherry on top, if you will.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Kind of fill that nice top chord. And then, collectively in a chorus, it makes a nice cohesive sound that, obviously sounds
Well,
good to the
that's
ear.
wonderful. I don't think I can wait much longer to have the group sing.
Great.
So we're going to take a little break. We're
Awesome.
going to get the chorus up here. We're going to do some public service announcements. And here we go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away, and choosing the right seat for your little one's age and size will take you down the road to safer travels.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
So here we are back with the moment that we've all been waiting for. This is the G20 chorus singing Barbershop Harmony, and they are being directed today by Steve Rogers and Tony Benavidez. Steve?
Thank you. We're going to open this performance with Aquarius from the rock musical Hair.
When the moon is in the seventh house, Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide planets, and love will steer the stars, the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more false on derision, golden living dreams of vision. Mystic crystal revelation, and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius, Aquarius. You come on like a dream, peaches and cream, lips like strawberry wine. You're 16, you're beautiful and you're mine. So fine, baby, you're mine. You're all ribbons and curls. Ooh, what a girl! Eyes that twinkle and shine. You're 16, you're beautiful and you're mine, and you're mine. Now you're my baby, you're my pet. We fell in love on the night we met. You touched my head, my heart went pop. And ooh, when we kissed, we could not stop. You walked out of my dreams into my arms. Now you're my angel divine. Now you're 16, you're beautiful and you're mine, and you're mine. Now you're my baby, you're my pet. We fell in love on the night we met. And then you touched my head, my little heart went pop. Oh, my heart went pop. When we kissed, we could not stop. You walked out of my dreams into my arms. Now you're my angel divine. You're 16, you're beautiful and you're mine, angel divine. Oh yeah, 16, hey, you're beautiful and you're mine. You really are just so fine. Well, you're my baby, beautiful and my angel divine. You're mine. So I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Maybe I've been here before. I know this room, I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. In shepherds and the wise men came, the world would never be the same. The heavenly choir was singing hallelujah, 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 Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands. But just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove, but you can tell right away a letter A when the people start to move. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. Ba-da-doom, 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 ba-da-da-da-doom, ba-da-doom. They can feel it, their jiving sound. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-doom. Everybody's driving with dancing feet to the beat, music sweet, ba-doom. Music knows it is and always will be one of the things that life just won't quit, won't quit. But here are some of music's pioneers that time will not allow us to forget, you bet. Basie Miller, Satchmo, and the king of all Sir Duke, ba-da. And with a voice like Ella's ringing out, there's no way the band can lose. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. Oh, you can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. Yeah, you can feel it all over, people. Ba-da-doom, 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 ba-da-da-da-doom, ba-da-doom. You can feel it, your jiving sound. Jiving to the beat of the sound. Jiving to the beat of the sound. Jiving to the beat of the sound of the sound. Of the sound. Well, I lost my baby. Whoa, moonshine, shine for me tonight, I say. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Well, shine on the one that's gone and left me blue, so blue. I said blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Well, shine on the one that's gone and left me blue, so blue. Well, it was on a moonlit night when the stars were shining bright. They whispered from on high that my love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining so high. Shine on the one that's gone and said goodbye, goodbye. My baby's gone and left me here to cry. Said goodbye, hey, blue moon above, keep on shining, keep on shining. Well, shine on the one that's gone and left me blue, so blue. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, gonna keep on shining well. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Proved untrue, it was on a moonlit night when the stars were shining bright. They whispered from on high that my love said goodbye. My moon of Kentucky, keep on shining, shining on my baby, oh shine on her tonight. Keep on shining bright, you're gonna bring me back to my baby tonight. Blue moon, shine on her tonight. I say, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Gotta shine on my baby tonight. Blue moon, keep on shining high up in the sky. Bring my baby back tonight, tonight. Well, I thought we'd fall in love with the moon and stars above. Found the right time to make you mine, oh my. Shine on, moon, keep on shining so bright. Oh, shine, oh, shine. Keep on shining bright, you gotta bring me back to my baby tonight. She's up and gone away, keep on shining bright now every day. Come on, come on, come on, come on and shine and shine and shine.
Honestly, I loved it. So wonderful. What a treat for our audience. Now, where are my interview people? What's coming up for G20 in the future? Do you have anything happening this summer that people could attend?
We do. We have a spaghetti supper, actually, on July 26th. That'll be held at the Liberal Club in Fall River. It's an annual thing we do. It's a fundraiser. We may do a few songs. You know, we don't really put it out as a performance, but we usually do. And then in the fall, we'll be going off to the district competition in October, which is going to be in Rhode Island this year, which is different. Usually we have to go to Maine for that. And whatever else comes up in the meantime, hopefully we'll have some things throughout the summer that we'll do. We do have a Christmas show scheduled for next December, and there'll be more information on that as time goes on, but I believe that's going to be the 13th of December? That's correct. 12, 13, 14, that's the date of it.
Now, you do have a Facebook page, because I've been on there. I've seen who the singers of the month are, so I follow it all the time. It's wonderful. And there's a contact number where people can reach you if they're interested in joining. So I thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you